All right, Nikki, all this stuff that you showed me looks really, really good. I can't wait to get it in after that little adjustment with the one button. We'll get all those ones in. The dollar looks really good. On to the perks. So we got a lot of buttons, and this is basically as people unlock perks in the game, they can come in and they can check out this menu through the pause menu as well. This is basically identical to the pause menu. We'll start with just the perks. So it's got the backdrop, and this backdrop is actually an actor. And what I was actually thinking is maybe we do something cool where we use these blue, like instead of like right here, I've got this like a black, you know, kind of box. You know, maybe we make it more of like a solid box and we use this color tone here and make it like really, really pop out, which will really work well for when the player is doing it in game. You know, so like in game, you know, when you're doing this comes up and it's all kind of see-through and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm up for suggestions. I don't know if we maybe make this a little bit more solid and make it a different color, or if you feel that it would be better to just leave this as a like you know, a black box with some opacity on it. I think this I forget what this opacity is. It's like 70% or something like that. I'd be up for that too. I don't know. I think it's nice. I don't know. You can go either way with it. I think it's nice sometimes to be able to kind of see through it a little bit, what's going on behind it. But, you know, it might make it more of like a quote unquote like options menu if we made this almost like a solid color and used our nice blue color themes. So I'm going to leave that one kind of up to you. And then these are all drawing events that go right over top of it. And then these actors kind of spawn on top of all of each other. So every animation, every button here, or they're not even buttons, they're just doodads that you can, you know, they're just doodads that you can just hover over and see your progress. I see here, I have movement speed, I've completed that one and unlocked, and then weapon damage buff, I have 11 out of 1,000 overall kills, max lives +1, 11 out of 2,500 overall kills. So it gives the player, you know, when they complete it, it says that it's completed, and if it's not completed, it tells them what they need to do to complete it. And you got stomp kills, bomb kills, elemental kills, and then your flawless stars, are where like the really good perks are. And then we've got two bigger buttons. Oh, and I gotta put these drawing events on a different layer when the game is paused. And then we've got two bigger ones. These are like the big daddy perks. Like this one's called Luckiest Humanoid. This is when the player collects 25 flawless stars, which, you know, there's 30 levels in the game. 5 levels are bonus levels. So this is like them flawlessing almost every level. This is a really, really, really hard perk to earn. And it's really good. So it basically jacks their luck up to like ridiculous levels and makes it so like every single hit is a critical. It's a really good perk. And then this one is called Ultimate Humanoid. I put a couple question marks here because I wanted it to kind of like, you know, kind of add a little element of mystery to this perk on what it exactly is. And this basically is when you collect all the perks. There's 26 perks in this game, well, including this one, so they'd have to unlock all 25 of these. And then there's some larger perks over here for basically level completion. And these ones are like max lives, money bonus. This one's a really good one where you throw 2 bombs instead of 1, and then another money bonus, and then throw 3. I didn't want to put money bonuses on like just being able to kill enemies, because then in theory someone could just farm like level 1 and get all of these money bonuses and then become really OP. So they need to progress the game in order to get money bonuses. So anyway, just to give you an overall idea of what this is. Now let's get on to the sprite sizes. So these little ones are 35 by 35. These are like the common main perks that people will be collecting. The level upgrade perks, the completed perks, are 60 by 60. And then these bigger ones, these like really ultimate ones, You know, and if we do updates to the game, I have some space down here where I could add a few more of these, or maybe we could even make these buttons a little bit smaller, because I was thinking in maybe like if I did a Steam version of the game, or if I updated the version of the game, I might throw in a couple more perks. I have some ideas for some really cool little like perks. Like one I was thinking with that would be really cool is if you had a shield, like one perk that would be really awesome, I think, is if you had a shield and it got depleted, you'd have a 50% chance of it automatically, you know, getting another shield for free. You know, stuff like perks like that, or maybe even a perk where you do like 15% extra damage if you have full health. And then maybe even another perk where it's like you get a 25% damage increase if you only have one life, almost like a berserker mode. So I have some ideas for some really cool perks, so it gives us wiggle room, and this is like where we can add these things in. Sorry, I'm kind of like rambling here, kind of going off. But anyway, these are 125 by 35. Oh, and the black box, or whatever backdrop we do, is 700 by 475. Now, we're going to need, I basically wanted to do these with little icons. And I'll actually write them all down for you in a list. I'll actually write them all down in the email, but we can go over them one by one right now. So, movement speed. I was thinking about, you know, something very similar to Save to Kill, maybe a little boot with like a little wing hanging off of it. And some of these are duplicates too. Like some of them you increase the damage, and then there's like weapon damage buff. This can just be like a picture of a gun, maybe even almost identical to our level up or our weapon level up. And then max lives +1. This can maybe just be a picture of the humanoid's head. And then weapon damage, again, this can be the exact same replica of this. It doesn't even have to be a unique button. I can use the same exact thing. Oh, and also we need blacked out animation. You can see right here, this is kind of reversed. This is like the quote unquote finished animation. We need blacked out animation and then unlocked animation. So I'd like it when they get to the screen, it all is kind of like blacked out like we were normally doing. And then when they, unlock it, have some color. So it'd be really cool if like these had some cool color to it. And I'll kind of leave the coloring up to you. I'm okay if we kind of go a little nuts here and have like colors all over the board. I think that would give it kind of like a cool effect. Like, you know, if like the weapon damage one was like a picture of like a red gun, and then this was like a picture of like our regular orange humanoid's helmet, and then the movement speed was like a silver, you know, shoe. So we need movement speed, weapon damage, max lives. This one's power-up start. Basically, it gives, in the start of each round, it gives the player a choice to which power-up they want to start with, which is really handy on bosses. This one might be a little tricky. Maybe just a picture of like a blank power-up. I'm not sure, you know, maybe, or like, I don't want to like put a picture of like the flame power up, because people might look at it like, oh, I got a fire power up, you know, maybe just like a picture of like a blank box, or like, oh, you know, it would be good, a picture of a power up with like a little question mark in the middle of it, just to like let, you know, kind of a general power up start. This one is a stomp damage buff, which can just be like identical to our very similar to our stomp upgrade button. Start with the shield. Now this can be basically right here. It can be almost a damn near, not identical picture of this, but you know, this is a really good perk where basically you get to start each round with a shield. You know, this will be just a little icon that really represents, and it can have a little picture of our shield power up. And then another stomp damage buff again, which you don't even have to give me a duplicate. It'll be the same exact one as this. Shield explosion. So this can be, you know, you can go back to our shield explosion, that amazing sprite that you did for me, and just kind of, I don't know, maybe make it so like the shield's kind of bursting, or the bubble is popping, or a little bit of an explosion in there. It can be blue colored, the same color tones as this, to let the player know it's that shield blowing up. And then bomb damage. This can just be an identical picture of our bomb upgrade, or our bombs. Shield explosion buff too. This can be the same exact. You don't even have to give me a unique sprite. It can be the same exact one of this. And then bomb damage, which can be. So in this row, you only need to do two of them. This one is boss elemental duration. I was thinking about maybe just doing like a little picture of like, maybe if you did even like 3 little icons, like right where my mouse is, like electric, fire, and then ice, and then a picture of a stopwatch, kind of like you did with our power up duration. This basically means like regular enemies have infinite like if you freeze an enemy, regular enemy, they can never become unfrozen. They just are frozen. But to balance the game, bosses have elemental resistances, which you can increase via perks. Because elemental damage just wrecks bosses. Like you can just imagine, like if they're frozen and just sitting there, and if they're zapped, they're just kind of like twitching there, and it leaves them extremely vulnerable to like massive stomp damage. So we can do that, and then elemental damage buff. This can be maybe just a picture of like all of our elements, in a row. Like whatever, if you did a little thing of electric, fire, and ice, and then a stopwatch, maybe you do the same thing here, but just larger. So it's got a picture of our elements. And then elemental duration, this can be the same exact one as this. And then elemental damage can be the same. So this row is only 2 as well. Elemental duration and elemental damage. And ultimate attack +1, I think that's pretty cut and dry. We can just use a picture of our skull and crossbones. They get another ultimate attack, basically. And then luck and attack bonus. I think instead of trying to incorporate luck and attack bonus, let's just do a picture of our 4-leaf clover. Same thing, ultimate attack +1, and then luck again. So this one, again, you only need to do 2 different unique sprites. The 4-leaf clover and then the skull and crossbones. Over here, this is max lives, which can be the same one as the max lives over here for the overall kills, except bigger. These ones are 60 by 60. It can just be a picture of the humanoid's head. Money bonus can be like a more enlarged version of the sprite you just did for me, that little, like with the dollar bills. I think that would work out just fine. Throw 2 bombs will give the player whatever you do over here for the bomb damage buff. Maybe just have like 2 little bombs clustered together. And then over here, that could just be the same exact thing as the money bonus. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can maybe make this one have like more bills or something, but I'm fine with it being identical to the money bonus one up here. And then throw 3 bombs. So it can be the same thing with the throw 2 bombs, except the picture of 3 bombs kind of right in a row. Luckiest humanoid, I was thinking maybe just do, since the thing is larger here, maybe do like 3 4-leaf clovers right in a row. Boom, boom, boom. That one's done. And then ultimate humanoid. This one's a little tricky. I don't know if we want to do maybe like a really elite picture of the humanoid's face, maybe kind of like our hardcore buttons or our hardcore badges. Although this aspect ratio of it being rectangular, I believe this one kind of maybe up to you. What do you think we could maybe do to convey this ultimate status? Or maybe we do a picture of like a really elite gun or something like that. Something a little bit more with a little more pizzazz. So there's the buttons, man. Let me know what you think, and I'll get a list written up here of all these, and you can, and then after we get all the icons done, then we'll do like our hub world button, and we'll do our change, then we'll go into here and do our control option buttons and our like back button and stuff like that. All right, man, later.